Welcome to the 17th episode of Cartridge Chronicles, the podcast where we dust off the cartridges, blow on them, whether that helped or not, and dive deep into the games that shaped us. I'm Questmaster Prime, and I'm joined as always by my colleague Mars Attacks. And today we're trading Ninja Shadow Realms and high-speed sword clashes for top hats, pogo sticks, and piles of shiny gold coins. We aren't talking about punishingly unforgiving setback systems or dark revenge plots today. We're talking about pure Disney magic, non-linear level selection, and one of the absolute greatest video game soundtracks ever programmed onto a piece of gray plastic. Today we're covering DuckTales from the Nintendo Entertainment System, released in 1989, serving as Capcom's absolute masterclass in licensed game design and non-linear action platforming. This is a game that took a hit Saturday morning animated series and transformed it into a tight, incredibly responsive platforming masterpiece. It's a game that features Scrooge McDuck, his cane pogo jump mechanics, a globe-trotting treasure hunt spanning from the Amazon to the literal moon, and chip-tuned melodies that still live rent-free in the heads of retro gamers everywhere. It was Capcom at the height of its 8-bit powers, proving that licensed titles could not only be good, they could be absolute classics. Grab your top hat, check your map, and make sure your pogo bounce timing is locked in. This is DuckTales for the NES. So I am here with my co-host Mars Attacks, and today we're going to go over the iconic game DuckTales, which was based off the DuckTales series or Saturday morning cartoon that came out in 1987. Actually, it was on right after school weekday. As well. It was a weekday. Yeah, I'm sorry, not a Saturday morning cartoon. It was a weekday cartoon. It came out in 1987. It was a very popular cartoon series that I remember, and it was so popular that Capcom decided to create a game based off of DuckTales. This is not Capcom's first rodeo with Disney games. They actually had the Mickey Mouse Capades as well, which was also a personal favorite of mine, was the Mickey Mouse Capades. And this game, it was directed by Keiji Inafune, as you already know from Mega Man. And the development team set out to create a platformer based off this series. So for those who don't know much about DuckTales, DuckTales is, of course, from Disney. It surrounds the character Scrooge McDuck, who is the uncle of Donald Duck, and he and his three nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and also Webby as well. And
she was the daughter of his maid, the living maid he got for the kids. Yeah.
Webby is the new character along with the maid. And there was also other new characters as well. You know, you had Launchpad,
Mrs. Beasley. Oh yeah, Launchpad
Mrs. Beasley, Launchpad McCrack. Yeah, man. A lot of good characters came from this series or this show.
Gyro Gearloose.
Yeah,
Gyro
that's another
Gearloose
one.
Was the inventor.
Yeah.
The duck, the guy basically is like RoboCop. Oh man.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. RoboDuck? Is it just No, not RoboDuck. Is it RoboDuck?
No, it's something else.
He was on like one wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's gonna.
And Fenton Quackworth was the guy's like name.
That was the robot.
Yeah, Fenton Crackshell. Sorry.
Fenton Crackshell. That's okay.
Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then you had the Beagle Boys. You had Baggy. You had Big Time. Burger, Bouncer.
Magica Dispel.
Magica Dispel.
Who wanted Uncle Scrooge's first dime he ever owned for some reason. I think she could use it to like basically take over his mind or something like that. Like,
She was a witch. She was
yeah.
like a witch character. Um,
And then they
yeah.
had basically a lot of episodic shows. So it would be and we also forgot. Remember when they went back in time and they got Bubba Duck?
Oh, that's right. That's
That was another
right.
one.
You're bringing back some memories now, man. Yes, that is correct.
I really like DuckTales is really fun for me. So um but they also did like episodic shows. So like shows that would be like maybe 2 or 3 episodes. One of the most famous ones was the Valley of the Golden Suns.
Oh yeah,
I remember
yeah,
with the guy who's like he was like a dog, but apparently he'd like live for a long time
yeah.
trying to get to the Fountain of Youth, trying to
Yes,
find the Valley of the Golden Suns.
yes.
That's one of my favorites. The other one was they did the Odyssey.
Yep, they did the Odyssey. Yes, the siren characters. I remember
Yep,
that.
they did that.
Yeah, yeah,
Pennies, nickels, quarters,
yeah,
dimes, come to us while there's still time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they did one where uh, it was almost like I think this was part of the Valley of the Golden Suns, where he like Uncle Scrooge was like kind of manic, but he got kidnapped by these penguins.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
And like Webigail and the boys had to try to save him, try to figure out like how to save him. And in the end, there's like this giant wars chasing him down.
Yeah,
So just a lot of they have the one where the icon in the show was Uncle Scrooge's money bin, and people are always trying to get into that or steal it.
yeah.
And like it's been stolen multiple times and gotten back. um, just also him. The one of the icon things was watching him swim in his pile of money. Like that was like the
Yeah,
main thing. So
which is
um,
impossible, by the way.
yeah, but it was this character who was crazy rich and opulent,
Yeah,
but had like I guess a good found. It would be like the question today is like, are there any ethically moral billionaires or something like that? And with Uncle Scrooge, you got this sense that yes, he loved money, but he also loved to do the right thing, right?
yeah.
And
Which
so
is,
there was this. Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
going to say, which was different than like when I was introduced to him. I don't know if this is his first introduction. When he was introduced as Scrooge, like
Oh
from
yeah,
the
it
Christmas
was
Carol.
yeah, they did the Christmas Carol, and that's
Yeah,
where you saw him, and he was, I always looked at it was like this was after that, and like the lesson was learned, kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's a good
and
way of looking
also
at it.
and also having to take care of um, Donald's kids like
Yeah,
changed him too. Like it was something because he didn't even want to take these kids at the first thing. He didn't want anything to do with them.
no, exactly.
But it like changed him having to basically help raise these children and make them better for the world. Because there's even an episode where he's in the future and the boys are grown up and they're like selfish like him. And so and Webby is the only one who's like really actually looking out, like learned and like listened to him.
Right.
So learning that lesson, going back in time to be like, boys, you can't be spoiled. You can't be just about money. You lose something. It's really about family. So these are like the little lessons they're popping into this every day for children. And it was a very popular show.
Yeah, it was on for 4 seasons,
Yeah.
100 episodes, and then they rebooted it in 2017,
Yep.
and it's 75 episodes, and it ended in 2021. But I never saw the newer one. I saw the old ones, but I never seen my kids watch the reboot series.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original series I do love. I didn't know it was that many episodes. That's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot, and that's the thing is like it comes on every day. So
Yes.
like that was a big deal to be able to come home, and like Disney marketed it as like the Disney afternoon. So you get DuckTales, you got Tailspin, you got Goof Troop. Oh, I'm going through it. You got
Chip and Dale.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
That's another game that was done from
Yeah.
like Disney. Tailspin, they also did a game for that.
Yeah.
So Disney was like, okay, we're branching out. We're making these games. There was another one, but I forgot what the name of it was because it was like this cat, and he was like, I guess like I want to say he worked at a zoo, but I can't remember the name
A
of the.
cat. Is it based
Yeah,
off a cartoon?
yeah, it's a cartoon.
It's from
I forget.
Capcom?
No. I'm just talking about the Disney afternoon.
Oh.
Like,
Oh yeah, the cartoons.
yeah,
Oh man, I'm trying to think. There was a cat. Okay. Yeah, because there was a lot, like you said, there's a lot of these type of cartoons.
yeah,
You didn't need Disney either, which I liked because I didn't have Disney growing up. I couldn't
yeah.
get the Disney channel because it was a premium. You had to pay a premium to get the Disney channel. And excuse me, you had to get once I got I
Yeah.
couldn't get the Disney Channel, but these shows would come on like network television and you could watch
Yep.
them after school. I used to love that. So I can just watch these Disney cartoons
And we
right
forgot
after school.
We forgot Darkwing Duck.
Let's get serious. That's right.
Yeah,
Darkwing Duck.
which
Yes.
which took place in the same time period in the same city as DuckTales.
Yes.
So you had the crossover with Launchpad McQuack.
Yes.
And Bonkers is the other one I couldn't remember.
Oh, I never seen that.
Yeah,
Bonkers.
that's the one with the cats. Yeah,
I've heard about that one. I never seen that. Bonkers. Okay.
So
There was also a game for that as well, but I don't think
Yeah.
Capcom built it. It was another developer.
Aladdin, of course, there's that game. There was a Gargoyles game also for the Genesis.
Yeah.
Aladdin was on all the systems. Aladdin was on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis. There was not a Goof Troop game. There was a Darkwing Duck game, which was really hard.
There was a Goof Troop game.
Oh, there was
a Goof.
Okay.
Yeah, for Super NES. Actually, Capcom made it.
Okay, that's cool to know.
So there was wasn't as pop. It was on Super NES, so it wasn't as talked about as the other games, but it was out there.
And we forgot also the gummy bears. That was
yeah. Now that came on Saturday morning. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was a Saturday morning cartoon.
That was a Saturday morning. Yeah.
And they had, of course, the other iconic thing about all these shows was the theme song.
Yes.
So every one of these shows' theme songs was just like everyone could sing them at the time. Everyone in school, everyone as soon as you started, life is like a hurricane. Everyone knew what you were talking about.
Well, right when you said DuckTales, like before we started, like that's why I said woohoo, because I was like, that came right to my brain. Exactly when you said that. Yeah.
Because it's just such a good theme song.
Yeah.
The Darkwing Duck is a good theme song. Chippendale's Rescue Rangers is a good theme song.
Yes. Yes.
The Gummy Bears theme song, Gummy Bears bouncing here and there. The Goof Troop theme song, like the Goof Troop was like really 90s.
Yeah, that was very 90s. Yeah.
That's another Tailspins was a great theme song.
Yeah.
So that was the other piece of these shows and also games was like the theme song music was just like, hey, as soon as you heard it, like every kid, every person who'd watch these, they knew what you were talking about. They knew where you're going, and they would sing along. So it was just it was a golden era of Disney.
Yeah.
And their afternoon. So and they had it blocked. So it would be one Disney show after the other. So
yeah, and that was the thing. Like they had what I thought was amazing with this was these were like in Disney World, like in the Disney universe, like these were like side characters. These weren't like Mickey, Donald,
Yeah,
Goofy, Minnie, like Daisy. Like they're like the main Disney characters that most people know about.
yeah,
But it gave these side characters a chance to have their own stuff, right?
yeah,
And I appreciated that. Like Chip and Dale, right? They they had
yeah.
very
Like
minor roles, but now they had
and
their
like
own series.
yeah, you look at their cartoon, like a lot of their cartoons, they were in it with like a main character. So like Donald Duck
Yeah,
was a lot. They were in a lot of like the Donald Duck ones. They had their own cartoons, but there was also no talking, so you never heard like the voice or anything because like
yeah,
at that time. But the Chippendales Rescue Rangers show like revamped, who they were, gave
yeah,
them personalities, and brought in all these other characters, Gidget, um, um, Monterey Jack.
yeah. Monterey, I like
So
Monterey Jack.
yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. But it was also a crime solving show for children, right? They
Yes,
took these cases and they were working these cases. DuckTales did a bunch of different, like it was an episodic TV show, so they
yes,
would have a bunch of different kinds of shows. Darkwing Duck was, slash like the Batman version
yes,
of someone in that universe, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was just really cool how Disney was putting all this stuff together. Goof Troop was a spin off of My Three Sons. It was like but it was just like a father taking care of his kid and his kid kind of growing up and
yes.
what that's kind of like, the life that he's living, like in high school, middle school, and dealing with, the things that a kid has to deal with, and a single father taking care of the kid. So,
And he was embarrassed by his single father too, as you
right.
know, because he's goofy. So
Yeah. And that was the other thing. It was goofy in the sense that everything that you had already known about the character was still the same. That
yes,
didn't change.
yes,
But then for his son Max, as his name was Max, come to realize like, no, these things are what make my dad really cool, quote unquote, right?
yes,
That
yeah,
he is different from everyone else, that he does his own thing and he doesn't worry about what other people thinks.
yeah. And that's what I liked about Goofy. Goofy was he was just a character. He was just who this is who I am. Take it or leave me.
Yeah.
And he was just always laid back, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he got into trouble a lot, but he was pretty laid back compared to the other characters.
Yeah.
But this is
So
oh, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was gonna say this is a sidestep from this is the what's going on around this game, right? That came out, the DuckTales game, which is a game that's very good. Like if you haven't played it yet, this was
Yeah.
one of my favorite games. This game, Darkwing Duck, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the Aladdin game, specifically for the Genesis. It's actually weird. We can talk about that later. But there's actually a weird kind of different version of the Aladdin games. There's a difference in how they're played on between the Super NES and the Genesis.
Oh, there are two
Um,
different developers. Just want to let you know, because
yeah, that's
one for
probably why.
yeah, the one for Super Nintendo was Capcom, which I thought was the better game.
Right.
But the one for the Genesis was by version.
I actually like the Genesis one better. I
Oh, you
felt
like the
like it was
Genesis
more.
one? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I'm a Sega person. I had a Sega, so
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'm partial. But
Yeah.
DuckTales, the original DuckTales came out for Nintendo. Actually, a few years ago, they just did a re-release. Well, they did a remaster of DuckTales
Yes.
it came out on Steam and all the other systems, which it's the same quote unquote game, but upgraded and graphics upgraded, and even some of the different areas are a lot or are different.
And
But
voice
it's still
actors too. They have voice
yeah,
actors.
it still had the same feel of the Nintendo version.
Yes.
Now you can talk about. the Nintendo version. Like I
No,
loved it.
that's fine. Yeah, this is this is a game that we're very enthusiastic about because it's such a like beloved game. Like people still talk about this game today. Like it's just one of those games that you can't forget about. It's the game mechanics are good. It's a short game, but it's very challenging. It is a challenging game. I do I do have to mention the cane pogo bounce because that's really that's what people think about with this game, that cane pogo bounce, because you like use the heck out of it throughout the entire game. Um, so I think that was a great touch that Capcom added. Um, they still have some Mega Man mechanics in there, but they wanted to make this game its own thing. So
Yeah.
they wanted to kind of like, and they didn't want to deviate too far from the actual DuckTales show. So with the cane, I think that was a nice touch. Scrooge McDuck has a cane.
Mhm.
So why not make it his weapon? Why not make it, he can knock people out with it. Um,
I'm gonna be
it's
honest. It
awesome.
took it took me a little bit to get that, like, because the idea was that you could hop on it continuously.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to like get that working. Once I got it done, there was no stopping me. But trying to get, because you're reading the directions like jump, hit down, hit jump again, the pogo step comes down, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't, like, to hold, like, you really just have to hold the button to stay on it. But like I'm trying to keep doing that. So it was like it took me a little bit to actually get the pogo stick going. But once I did, I got it.
That's interesting you say that because I struggled too. I struggled as well the first time I did it. Um, at first, I didn't know you can do it. I didn't know you can do it. And I was just playing around with it, experimenting. And then I was like, oh, let me try some things. And I finally was able to get it. But it's
Mhm.
crazy. Once you learn it, like when you go back to the game, like it's just automatic. It's one of those
Yeah,
like you drive for the first time. When you drive for the first time, it's like driving a tank. But
yeah,
after you keep doing it, it becomes second nature. So that's kind of where we're probably both at when it comes to that mechanic. We're just
yeah.
bouncing with no problems.
This
Um,
was another game that I rented first before I actually got it.
yeah.
Um, and I think like my sister, so her and I have different play mechanic. I don't know how to say it, play styles, right?
Mhm.
She is the type of person to go through and try to get everything you can on a stage. And so it's like watching her play and then finding where there are all these hidden areas and also hidden items, versus me who's like, I kind of just want to get through the game. Like, you know. So once she watching her play and like hit the trees and like ice cream or diamonds would pop up, or hit this rock, it would hit something and then it would knock over something. So there's a lot of different play styles you can have in this game. And I don't know why it's just chock full of like secrets, which is what I loved also about
Yes.
this game.
Yes.
So finding those secrets, finding those different areas, finding those hidden items too, um, is just a big part of this game, the gaming experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. There was a lot of secrets in this game, which made the game a little longer than, if you just
Yeah.
played through it the regular way. Um, yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in there. And I think, Capcom had to put their little spin on it, with those secrets, which I think was great.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember like thinking like they did such a amazing job. They were very detailed oriented when they made this game because a lot of like licensed games back then were usually rushed to kind of quickly get the cash grab.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of movie based games that are not that great. Um, and this one was based off, and they not only did a great job with DuckTales, they did it with the other games as well. They put so much
Yeah.
detail in the characters. The animations are very, very good. I always thought the animations for the Nintendo for DuckTales on the NES were like very good for an NES.
Yeah.
Like his animation, his way he moved, the way you can like play golf with your cane, and his movements were very very well done. I always liked the sprites in this game because they were very. It was like playing a cartoon. It was
Yeah.
exactly like a cartoon.
That's the big takeaway. Like, was they wanted you to play it like you were playing, like you were in a DuckTales. Like this was a DuckTales episode,
Yes.
and that's the way you walk. Even from the beginning, when you start the game, right? They bring up a screen and they give you areas to pick, like the Amazon, the mines, outer space.
Hmm.
Like, so there's all these different areas that you can pick from to start your adventure, and then your Uncle Scrooge on a board, but then you're running into other characters from the cartoon on these different boards,
Yes.
and they're giving you hints, or they're giving you different like items to be able to complete your adventure. So yeah, it was just like a DuckTales episode, right?
Yeah, and it was like the menu selection was definitely like a DuckTales episode. They're sitting there at their big screen that they have there, and you're just
Yeah.
looking to find where to fly to next. But I also wanted to mention too, Capcom is very famous for their music. So the
Hmm.
music in this game, I definitely want to talk about a little bit. The music in this game was by Yoshishiro Sakaguchi, and the most the most popular song, the one I like the most, is the Moon theme
Yeah.
song at the
Yeah.
in the moon. What were your thoughts on the music? Like, what did you think about the music?
So it gives you like, so when you the Amazon stage, for instance, like that music is very light, and do 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 do. It almost gives you to a Mega Man, not Mega Man, a Mario 2
Oh
kind of feel,
yeah, okay, I can
like
see that.
like
Yeah.
because you're in a green light flood, like a light area, even though like gorillas are running after you and snakes are like biting after you. And oh my gosh, I couldn't stand the bees. But
Oh no, they're a pain. They're a pain. Yeah,
but
they can
it's
go
like,
somewhere.
but it's a sunny kind of, area. So it gives you like, and that was the feel, was like, the sunny kind of area. The other area, the other music was for when you're in that the castle, and you can like do the mirror changing, and like, so
Oh
it's a
yes,
very, very mysterious, very, almost like a haunted house kind of song with that stage, right?
yes.
The space one, of course, gives you the feeling that you're in space, kind of the sci-fi little soundtrack they had going for the space
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like you said, each of the areas had the music that, like I said, I know, like even now, like I'm looking at, like when I had the memory of the Amazon music, I only as soon as I thought of the Amazon area, I thought of the music, right?
Yeah.
So and from the selection screen too, the selection screen gave me the Mega Man feel, the do 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 do
Oh
do do
yeah.
do do do. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is where you determine what you're gonna do, but it had that same kind of Mega Man. You got to make your choice. Which one are you gonna do? And
Yes.
also the Mega Man feel of which, how do, like, what is this, a puzzle? Like, what area do I got to do first to be able to progress to a next area? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's what I got, in with that in the music. I was like, yeah, I can see the Mega Man kind of touches on this game. But
Yeah.
yeah, the music is a big portion because it's giving you the feel of each of the stages. The mine, when you're in the mine, it's
Oh
a
yeah.
it's a dark and gritty, kind of track, but almost kind of like a steady, like, rock beat, right? And
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
they did that on purpose, kind of like, you're dealing with rocks. So it's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they had that attitude of the music is going to tell them what kind of stage you're on. So, and of course with the boss music, and even when you die, the da, 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 like
Oh
in
yeah.
it's kind of like the bumper from the TV show, right? So
Yes.
when they're about to go to commercial, they would hit you with that. It's like we got to start again,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I did appreciate when he got hit, or
yeah,
he has that like angry Scrooge look on his face. And
yeah,
I thought that was a nice touch for a Nintendo game. Like he doesn't just, when he gets hit, he doesn't just like blink. He shows that he's getting hit and it hurts.
yeah. My thing that I always like was when you hit something with a cane, but there was nothing, and then he would jitter,
Oh
like
yes. Yeah. That was great. Yeah, that was a nice touch. Yeah. I mean, it's very good. The animations were very good. Like, um, you know, just just things that they didn't really have to add to it, but they did, and I appreciate that. Like they added so many things to the animation of the character you're playing.
yeah.
Um, and I really appreciate that. And like I said, the pogo jump is probably the most iconic thing. It makes the game a little easier. I wouldn't say a lot easier, um,
Well,
but
there's some areas you can't get to unless you pogo there,
yeah, unless
right?
you pogo, right? Especially
And
like the
like,
secrets too.
yeah, and even the jumps, like
Yeah.
to where you need to go. One of like the secret areas was like Launchpad is like he's hovering in a helicopter, but
Oh
you need to
yes.
like pogo up to the like grab so he can like take you to the secret area, which is in the clouds. Again, the only reason I know that exists when I before I even found it, my sister had found it, so she was already doing that. But again, we're different play styles. Like she wants to find all the secrets. She wants to find, when she's playing Sonic the Hedgehog, she's trying to get every coin on the stage.
Oh, she's a
So
completionist. That's a
yeah,
completionist. Yeah.
where I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, we got to get through this. So
I kind of played like you did. I didn't want to try to find everything in DuckTales. I just wanted to beat it.
yeah,
And then maybe later, like I think later on, like I tend to do that with games anyway. Like I want to play through it. I don't want to complete everything. I'll play through it, I'll beat it, and then I'll go back and then I'll start doing all the other stuff, like all the side quests
yeah.
and the secrets and all that. But I just like I'm like you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this game definitely has replayability because of all the secrets on all the different stages. So
Yeah, it does.
you definitely wanted to go back. Like I've played this game multiple times. You definitely wanted to go back and play it again to see what you can find.
Yes.
And there's sometimes some areas where you're like, I need to get over there, but I'm not going to do it this time. Like I'll just go find something else. And then so you do another playthrough and you go through that other area. So yeah, that was another, I guess, secret too about the game or benefit of the game was that you could have multiple playthroughs because there were so many things to find on the stages.
Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of secrets, especially the first secret I found was in Transylvania, where you can actually go through the wall. I used to actually, I found that in a actual Nintendo Power, where you can like go through. There's like some invisible wall, and you can find different things there. So that's pretty awesome. But it's that with this game it's just there's just so much
Yeah.
to play with, and you can choose your stage. You can choose what stage
Yep.
you want to do. And you don't have to do it in order like in Mega Man. Like you can
Nope.
do
You
it
can
in any order you want.
out, but it's weird because I don't I don't know what it is in me, right? I would just do it from, Amazon, Mines,
Yeah.
Transylvania, like, and then like I think of course, when you go through all of them, then there's one last stage. That's the
Yes.
final stage. So, but it's just yeah, like now that I'm older and seasoned, yeah, I can pick any stage and go through. But when I was younger, I would always just do it how it was laid out on the screen. Guess I'm a stickler for like the rules or something. So,
No, that's fine. Yeah, and that makes the game so amazing. Like I always left always left like the snow level, like
mhm.
one of the last ones, because like you couldn't pogo in the snow level because you kept falling through the snow.
The
Um, the
Himalayas.
Himalayas, yeah, like
Yeah,
you couldn't. So I left that for last. Second to last was the Amazon because of those bees, like you said. Those
yeah,
bees were they're just like the birds in Ninja Gaiden. They're just not fun to be. They're just designed to annoy you. Um, but I always started with Transylvania. I like Transylvania. It was just I don't know. It just seemed like an easier level. Magic of the Spell. She has like a pattern that's pretty simple to get, but um, but when you go back there, of course, it's Dracula Duck, and he is pretty hard.
yeah,
He's not he's not really hard, but he's hard.
yeah. And that was the other thing too about the game is the patterns for the boss battles,
Yeah.
very Mega Man-ish,
Yes.
like
Yeah, even the boss, even like the boss stage is like Mega Man. It's just on the left
yep,
and then the right on the right.
yep. So,
Yeah.
but
And
you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just use what you already got.
yeah, you just use what works. Exactly. Yeah, because I don't think I'm trying to remember. There wasn't any health bar you can see for the bosses. I think it was just you hit them a few
Oh no,
times and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. No, there wasn't a health bar. You're the only one because you had like the three dots
The three
at
dots. Yeah.
the top of the screen.
Yeah.
But no, I don't remember seeing a health bar for any of the bosses. It was just like, man, I really hope this is almost done.
Yeah. Yeah, I can appreciate that because when you're hitting when you're hitting them and you're almost dying, you're like, please be the last hit. Cause if I get one more hit, I'm done. And
Yeah,
I can't take that.
I'm not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. Right. And I guess since we're talking about the bosses, like you have in Amazon is the statue, you go against the
Mhm.
statue. Um, you have Magic of the Spell in Transylvania. You have Gizmuck in the African mines and an alien, a giant alien slug on the moon.
Mhm.
And then, of course, there's Dracula Duck. So, yeah, it's a very quick game, a very short game, but it has so much in it, so much packed in it that you don't even realize,
Yeah,
that it's really short because there's so much
and like,
in it.
yeah, and like we said before, it's like you're playing an episode
Yeah.
or 4 or 5 episodes of DuckTales. So,
Yeah.
and you felt good once like defeating that game. When I beat it, was great. When I beat Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, I felt like by the skin of my teeth.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
know,
another one that's hard.
Darkwing Duck, I have never beaten. I can get pretty far, but I've never beaten that game. I might
Yeah,
put that on my
Darkwing
list
Duck.
of things
Yeah, I haven't
someday.
played that in a while.
Um, but this one definitely was like, okay, yeah, this was an episode of DuckTales, and it was great.
Yeah.
So, and of course, when you beat the game, the DuckTales theme song starts to play.
Yeah.
But
I did like that. That was a good
yeah,
touch.
so
Yeah. And there's actually is a story. So there's a story in this game.
okay.
So it is like I guess you can say you can either say it's a series, like you said, like a series of like a mini series, or you can
Hmm.
say it's a movie because they're going through these 5 locations. So let me lay it out. So Scrooge McDuck, he sets out on a high stakes quest to get 5 great treasures all across the globe, which is why we're going to these different places. and he wants to have the status of the richest duck in the world. And I don't know if you remember the character Flintheart Glomgold.
Yep.
He was like
His rival.
his rival, right?
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, like fighting each
Yeah.
other, see who's the richest man in the world. Like it doesn't matter. You guys are both loaded. Like why are you trying to be the richest?
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it is. It's like competition between him and this and Flintheart Glomgold. And of course, the Beagle Boys are in this as well. They're trying to ruin his progress and steal his loot. The Beagle Boys just look like they look like stereotypical like burglars, with their
Well,
things on
they're
their head, on their face.
beagles.
Yeah, they're beagles, but they have the
They're actually
mask on their
beagles.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a mask on their face.
So yeah, you're dealing with them. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you're trying to get all 5 treasures, and then you have to go back to Transylvania to, for a final showdown because Magic of the Spell works for Flintheart Glomgold, and she wants a piece of the pie. And she summons Dracula Duck to steal the artifacts. So there's a dramatic race to retrieve the final treasure chests from the top of the castle, which I thought was pretty cool. I actually liked that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then that's it. You win. You get you're the richest duck in Duckworth, and you beat your rival Flintheart Glomgold until next week, until you have another rival.
Yeah, to the new episode.
Yeah, so next episode. So I mean, it's just simple story. So, like you said, a DuckTales type of story. And you're just going through these levels, and you're trying to find different treasures, which I think is pretty cool. There's a little bit of Indiana Jones in there too, because the Amazon stage has the big old red rock there.
Yep.
So they had a little Indiana Jones there. So go ahead.
I think that's also a wink, like you said, Indiana Jones, and a wink to Mega Man, because all those stages where you're just like, I just gotta run and like not die from this thing that's chasing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but it's a very good game. It's a very cherished game in my childhood to be able to play it. And like, because DuckTales was such a part of my childhood, being able to play an episode of DuckTales just was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a really good. I got this game for Christmas, and I was very excited because I'm coming from other NES game. I wouldn't say I was 100% excited. I didn't really know what to expect. Let me step that back. So, like when I first saw the game, I mean I did like the cartoon, but I was like, I didn't really know how the game was going to be. But after playing it, I was like, wow, this is really good. It kind of grew on me, like playing the game, and it became like a beloved game because I kept going back to it.
Did you ever play the second one?
I did play the second one, but that was like I didn't play back then when I got DuckTales, but I did play the second one. The second one is actually pretty good too. It's not as bad. It's the same gameplay.
The interesting part was I feel like I didn't get any advertisements for it, right?
No, you're right. There wasn't that much on it.
So it didn't feel like they were even trying to like be like, oh hey, we gotta, because I felt like the first one was really popular. I don't know why it just seemed like I didn't get the notification that they were doing a part 2.
I think
magazine and any game magazine, any of those periodicals. Like I was pretty much reading up on a lot of games at that time. So I don't know why it felt like they didn't really advertise it.
I think it was I noticed that too. I think it was because Super Nintendo was out.
Oh, Yeah.
So a lot of NES games that came out after Super Nintendo kind of like were like sent to like the back. So you didn't
Yeah.
really hear much about it because this came out, DuckTales 2 came out in 93.
Oh, so yeah, Super NES was right in his bag, and
Yeah.
rather than call it Super DuckTales.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't call it Super DuckTales. That would been pretty awesome, actually. I probably would have played that game. That would have been awesome. Um, but yeah, it kind of suffered the same fate as a lot of NES games when
Yeah,
Super
right when
Nintendo came out.
yeah, well, that's sad.
Yeah. It was a good
What?
game though. It was a really good game. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. I just remember it was just like, huh. I didn't even realize they made a second one,
Yeah.
and that's probably why, because it was the Super NES. But what
Yeah.
about? Did you play the remastered version?
Yeah, I did play that. I beat that one. And that
What
one
did you think?
was great. That
Yeah,
was awesome. The voice cast, I love that they had the original voice cast from the cartoon.
yeah,
That was amazing. And it was something that a lot of people asked for and they got it, which I think was great. It came out 2013.
yeah,
So I can't believe I thought it came out like more recent than that, but that seems like a long time ago.
yeah.
Uh,
2013 seems like forever ago.
yeah, yeah. It seems that's 13 years ago. That's amazing that it came out. It can almost be like it could be retro itself because it's so
Yeah,
old. Uh, but yeah, it was a great game. The voice cast, um, and it just brought a beloved game, but it brought it with better graphics. That was it.
yeah,
The gameplay was still the same. It was still pretty good.
yeah. And they did some changes with the stages,
Yeah, yeah, they did.
so I appreciated that. I appreciated that they were like, okay, we can actually do a little bit more, especially with the graphics that we're using.
Yeah,
So I appreciated that in playing it. So yeah, I liked it too. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like
yeah,
they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Like,
yeah, yeah. And I was trying to look up the DuckTales who remastered. I don't know if you know.
I thought it was
Uh
THQ.
no, I think it looks like, let me look it up here. Yeah, it looks like it's Way Forward. Yeah,
Okay.
Way Forward. Yeah, Way
Well,
Forward is the
it's published by Capcom still though.
yeah, published by Capcom.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Way Forward has done a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
They've created a lot of games. They've done a lot of remakes as well. So but they did a good job, and like I said, Capcom's still involved with it. And it's just an amazing game. So this brings me to Legacy.
Hmm.
So as we already know, this game was pretty popular. It sold over 1 million copies on the NES, and people like the platforming mechanics, which I thought were amazing. The graphics were good, as we already kind of touched on. The non-linear level progression and the audio design. Like I said before in another episode, like Capcom, it seems like whatever they touch, it just becomes gold. I don't know what it is with Capcom, but they can make they make very few bad games. I can't even think of a bad game that they made. They might have made up some bad games, but they made so many good games. Like even like we were talking about earlier, like they made Chip and Dale, they made Aladdin, like all those
Hmm.
are beloved games. Uh, they're just very good. They're like up there with Nintendo when it comes to like gameplay. Like they know how to make great games.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Capcom? Like what do you think about their games? Like
I mean,
in general.
they make Street Fighter. Like I don't
Yeah, right.
I love Street Fighter. So
Right.
uh Devil May Cry.
Yep.
Mega Man, and
Yep.
here's the thing, Mega Man is probably, when you talk about long running series, right?
Yeah.
Probably one of the longest running series next to Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
But Mega Man came out earlier than that. So they Resident Evil.
Yep.
Res-
Yep.
they know what they're doing. And I think the reason why is they play games themselves and they know what they want,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um I will say this also, anytime they get like a lot of complaints about mechanics and stuff, they make the change, right?
Yes. Yes, they do.
So they're also willing to learn from their players.
Yes.
I think that's also what keeps them on top. Like, you know, uh, let's take Resident Evil for example, right? When they went from the third person to the over the shoulder with Resident Evil 4, there are people who liked that, but there are a lot of people who didn't, right?
Right.
So then they made a version where you could do either over the shoulder or third person, right?
Yep. They've changed. They made
So
a change. Yep. They made that big
so
change.
so they listen to their players, and that's why they're on top. And like I said, I think it's really also they take the time when it comes to design. Like, I've never heard of anyone say Capcom rushed this game, right?
Right. Yeah.
But there are other studios that I've played that I've been like, this was rushed,
Right.
and they're not trying to patch or like, well, now they can do patches. Back in the day, they couldn't do patch. I think that's the other thing too, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
They couldn't do those back then.
once you release the game into the wild, that was it. We're not patching your game,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So I think that was another thing was, uh, what do you measure twice, cut once, and
Right.
that was Capcom's model when they did a game, was they wanted to make sure they did it right before they released it. And I would wait, like, I didn't mind waiting for a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate that too. I think people appreciated them
Yeah,
because back then a lot of developers did that with no patching. They did
yeah,
that. They released the game, didn't really test it. You could tell they didn't play test a lot of the games.
yep.
Um and Capcom, like Mega Man 1 came out. Mega Man 1 was okay. It wasn't great. Um but then they listened. They listened to their
Mhm.
fans. They even like offered their fans to like, tell us like a Robo Master you want in the Mega Man game,
Mhm.
and we'll draw it for you, and we'll
Yeah,
we'll pick the winner and put it in the next game. Uh, so they get people involved in the development, which I think was great. Uh, but Mega Man 1 is an example of probably not a great game, but then they're like, you know what? We're going to make this even better. And then Mega Man 2 came out and just blew everything out of the water.
like, I don't even know, like, it's weird, but Mega Man 2 to me was Mega Man 1. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I like the music, like, I remember all the music for all the stages. Like, I just remember all like, Mega Man 2 was the definitive Mega Man game for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's Capcom's legacy, is they are doing the work now. Have they gotten lazy sometimes? Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but they always come back, and that's what I appreciate about them. The DuckTales game is another feather in the cap,
Yeah.
because here we want to make this, and Disney itself is also about perfection, right?
Yeah. That's true.
So if Disney's going to attach its name to something, it can't be trash.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like that was another Disney bringing the heat of, this has to be a good game. This is, our name is on it, you know,
Right.
and that putting him into overdrive. And I would guarantee that when Disney, whoever at Disney played the game, said like, "This is great. Like you guys really did it."
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that's the legacy. Is Capcom is always going to do what's best for their customers, and that's why I think also it's easy for their users to talk to them and be like, "Hey, this is not working. This mechanic isn't working," and then they will readily fix it. You know, they'll
Yeah.
readily
Yep.
make a change. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, and
uh,
that's what helps. Helps with the fans, but like you said with Disney, they want good quality. Like
mhm.
they probably saw Mega Man. Like they saw the Mega Man series. They
Yeah, because
saw
they could ask
They
any
loved them
studio.
games. Yeah, they
Yeah,
could ask
they could.
anybody to do it.
Yeah, but the quality is probably Mega Man 2. And they was like,
Yeah.
you gotta do this for your like how would you do a DuckTales game? And they were just like, this is how we would lay it out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is why, they kept being selected. They kept being selected for each Disney game.
Yep.
Um, I'm curious to know why Virgin was selected for Sega and Capcom was selected for Super NES. I'm a little curious about that one, but that's not
The
that's not the Aladdin. That's the Aladdin show. But no, go ahead. You have anything you want to say on that?
No, I think I don't like I said, it's a different place. So like the if even when you're playing like the violence in the Genesis version is more than in the Nintendo version. So I think that was the difference, right?
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Like how you got rid of enemies was different in the Nintendo version.
Yes.
So I think in the Nintendo version, you could just hop on them, right? Like kind of like a Mario thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the Genesis version, it's swordplay. You're like stabbing and wiping with a
Yeah.
sword. So I think that was the difference.
And that's interesting you bring that up because I think the Sega was more for older kids. Nintendo was more like, and I think it was a lot of it because Nintendo was like, no, 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 you're not putting any of that in our on our system. Like
Yeah,
we want, we're a family oriented company, and Sega's like, screw all that. We're doing this for the older
yeah.
generation.
He's got a sword, so let him use the sword. So I
Yeah,
think that's really what the issue was violence versus non-violence. And
yeah,
so that's why you had two different developers.
yeah.
And that's why I said I'd still prefer because it would be weird to me to like hop on somebody like I'm like as Aladdin and they like disappear. I don't know. So
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Um, I guess I like for me, I did like the audio. I did like the how it was set up. I'm talking about Aladdin, but
mhm.
I really do wish they made a Super NES version of DuckTales because I would play the heck out of that. I would think that would be awesome. But they kind of made it up with the DuckTales remastered,
Yeah,
so they made it up. So I can't complain.
yeah. Like I said with the DuckTales 2, it felt like they could have just kind of ported that over maybe, but
Yeah.
I think they were doing a lot of that back then. So
Yeah, the Super Nintendo just came out too, so there probably wasn't a lot of developers comfortable with, developing for it yet.
yeah.
So, Capcom, I'm not sure if Capcom I'm trying to remember when the Street Fighter series came out. I think it was around this time.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Around this
And then
time. Yeah.
and they were doing Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter, well, it's different because on the Genesis you had Street Fighter 2 hyper fighting,
Oh, yes.
and
Yes.
then Super Street Fighter 2, then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street
Yeah.
Fighter 2 Turbo. I forgot Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
It
We
just
were
has
we were
Street
in
Fighter
a
2 in it.
yeah, we had a lot of Street Fighter 2s. So
Yes. All right. Well, that is DuckTales for the
well,
NES.
what are you gonna rate the game? You forgot to rate the game.
Well, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna rate this game. So DuckTales for the NES, I would rate this game. I would say a 7 out of 10. And the
Okay.
only reason I say 7 out of 10 is because it was a short game. That's it. It was a good game. It was really good at holding your interest, and I thought it did a great job overall. So what
Yeah.
is your rating?
I'm gonna rate it 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I feel like it made up with the shortness with all the different secrets. So that's why I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, DuckTales was such a great game. I I definitely recommend getting DuckTales or just playing it if you never played DuckTales. Uh, Also, if you want to know where DuckTales the game came from, watch the show. I would
Oh
say
yeah,
watch the old show and then watch the rebooted show,
watch the classic '80s show.
the classic '80s show. Yeah,
That'll give you insight to what was going on. And then I haven't watched the reboot, which now after us talking about this, I want to kind of watch it to see what they did with it.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I probably will try to check out the reboot. And also, I feel like playing a remastered version of DuckTales again. So
yeah.
um,
That would be good. That would be good something to play as well. I want to play
then
that after this show.
then like now, I also want to be like, man, they should like remaster Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, yeah. They had a movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should like redo the game,
Yeah, I should redo the game. Yeah, that would be nice.
and then like even Darkwing Duck, they should remaster that.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. I mean, just remaster it all because they,
Yeah, just
they all were good.
be like, you know what? We're just gonna redo that Disney afternoon and be like,
Yeah,
here, you know.
yeah,
I mean,
and
they
that's
have
the
the
thing.
audience. They already have a built-in audience, so
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Like a lot of those cartoons. I always thought the cartoons back in the '90s and the '80s, like, and I could be just being biased because this is my generation, but I always thought like the cartoons, the stories were just so good. In all the cartoons that we watched as kids, I felt like the stories were laid out very well. DuckTales, like you brought up, like they had different types of stories that were a little deep for
yeah,
DuckTales. They did the Odysseys, in a couple episodes, and that's pretty amazing. The stuff that they did back then. DuckTales was the only one. There was a lot of cartoons that
yeah,
were very story focused. You know,
yeah.
um, but yeah, that is DuckTales though. And do you have any final thoughts on DuckTales? Anything you want to add for DuckTales?
No, I think it was a great game. I enjoyed it a lot when I was a kid, and I was so happy, like I said, to be able to play kind of like a DuckTales episode or episodes with the game. And even now, like I said, the nostalgia is just great. So and I'm so glad that they remastered it. I'm so glad they remastered it.
Yeah, and that's the game I'm going to be playing after this episode, uh, just to check it out again because it's such a good game. It's such a great game.
Yeah,
All right, well, that is the DuckTales, and we're going to have. This is actually one of our shorter episodes, but DuckTales is one of those games. Again, it's short, but
yeah.
it's a good game to talk about. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on again for this, for DuckTales, and also for suggesting this game. This is a classic, and I did enjoy talking about it. I love talking about this. For the listeners out there, check out DuckTales. Check it out on the NES. Check it out. Check the show out, and we
Let us
appreciate you
know.
listening.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts.
DuckTales for the NES is an absolute joy from start to finish. It took technical limitations and turned them into creative triumphs, giving us tight pogo mechanics, vibrant stages, and a soundtrack for the ages. It's accessible, endlessly replayable, and remains a timeless classic in the Nintendo library. Thank you again for joining us on Cartridge Chronicles. Keep your controllers ready and your adventures endless. We'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, don't stop gaming.